right, less than 1 week away till 2023, and now is the time to start thinking about setting yourself up financially for success in the new year. Christy Bender from First Financial Bank is here to walk us through what can be a scary process here. Christy, thanks so much for being with us here. All right, so right when you think about finances, for many people, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, here recently is inflation. What are some strategies that can help people with their personal finances? What should we consider when it comes to interest rates? A lot of people rely on credit cards here in the holiday season.
Yes, so there's a couple different things. So, we are seeing the savings accounts and CDs approaching levels that we haven't seen before. So this is a great time for any of the cash that you have on hand, any of the savings account CDs that you have on hand, to be able to take advantage of the rates that they have and be able to earn more interest on those. A lot of times too, people, when they start thinking about interest rates, is to think about the debt that you do have and what you can do with that. So any of those high interest credit cards, to be able to take those, possibly put them into a 0% introductory offer for a credit card is a great opportunity.
Yeah, and sometimes that comes, I know, with a transfer fee, but after that it's 0% and you can pay it off without.
Yep, 0%, and the terms are pretty good, and you can just get yourself in a good budget to be able to take care of that. There's also some great options when we talk about maybe like doing a smaller loan. Those interest rates tend to be a little bit easier on, the budget, I should say.
Okay.
But also to think about some of the things that you already have. Home equity line of credit, or even some non-retirement assets, are a great way to be able to do like a liquid asset line of credit, to be able to help, any high interest credit card to be able to think about something that's a little bit of a lower interest.
I see. Okay, so we kind of dipped into the next topic about debt, and a lot of people, I said, rely on these credit cards to get through the holiday season. What are some strategies to start paying down this debt after the holidays?
I think the best thing that I would suggest to anybody is get a good financial plan. At First Financial and with Yellow Cardinal, is to really think about what are your short-term goals, what are your long-term goals, and how are we going to get to that? So when you think about 2023, what are some things that are going to come up that are maybe going to cost you some things? Also to think about what is part of the budget to be able to make those goals happen. So if credit card is part of that, is to think about how am I going to take care of each piece first. Maybe it is that debt consolidation, a small loan, or using your home equity to be able to do that. But the best part is to really have that plan in action to be able to be prepared for any of this going forward.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're worried about paying off debt, saving money takes a back seat and you focus on one thing at a time. How can you do both? How can you pay down that debt but also save money for the future?
I think it's just having that plan. So I think as we came into the holidays, maybe people racked up their credit cards or were able to maybe have some home improvements or things that were on their list of things to do. And I think it's just taking it small pieces at a time. What can I do to be able to take care of this debt? What are some solutions that we have in place to be able to get there? And then also to really kind of think forward is, how am I not going to be in this place again going next year? And to make a good plan coming into 2023, and this is my budget, this is what it's going to cost, and these are the things that I can do to help that. But any of those high interest credit cards, any of those high interest loans, to think through it. There is a solution, that there are other solutions that are a little bit lower interest.
Yeah.
But any of that cash that you have on hand, throw it in a place that's actually earning you money, and you can be able to kind of balance it, those two things out.
There you go. All right, Christy Bender helping us start the new year off right. You can get these tips and tricks on our website when this story is posted, but also where can people find you on a regular basis?
The best place is actually Bank at First. At First Financial is the great option. There's some great information, articles, everything that I just spoke about.
All right, Christy, thanks so much. Happy holidays to you. Happy New Year as well. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Adam Burnison, who has had a tough job here lately with this weather. Adam.